Audrey has put together a little selection of family memories of your lives over the years, mainly at Leusdon, for your diamond wedding anniversary. This is what it's all about, what people think of you and what people's memories are.
Denis used to go and talk to the customer and have a laugh and joke out there whilst Neelia was doing the oracle. It was fun. It was, and everybody seemed to enjoy Leusdon.
Remember the night Gordon was born at Leusdon, and I don't know why Julia was staying with us, but there was Julia, me and Raymond in a bedroom, knowing that we were going to have a brother or sister, and it was near the 20th of December, and we were looking for Father Christmas out the window, and we sent Julia up the chimney, and she went up the chimney and got covered in soot.
When I came up to stay with Granny, I remember I asked my dad when I was about 4 why the lights had stayed on, because when we used to switch the last light off at Leusdon with a generator, all the electrics went off. And then we had to go by candlelight after that. And I remember Dad said to me, I remember you asking me why we'd switched the last light off and we were all going to bed. Dad, what was all the lights still? It was the street lights.
It was, oh, just pop and get the cream, she said to me, and told me to take this German boy who didn't speak English with me.
Where did he come from? Oh, yeah.
Earliest memory of Leusdon is probably going canoeing. Funny enough, going canoeing at Leusdon. I'm walking with Ray down to Spitchwick and paddling there and getting told off by, I'm trying to think who the bailiff was, I think it's French, but I could be wrong. And then walking back up the hill, and Dad came down to pick us up because it was peeing down in the rain with 2 canoes, so I was 11 or 12. And as we were walking up the hill, the water was coming over our ankles.
There's some really good stories about Leusdon. I can remember one of the dogs was pregnant. I think it was Shuna. Was pregnant and obviously had a pup somewhere and was disappearing.
We found the dog in the churchyard having had puppies on Christmas Day, and we called the first one Noel.
Yeah, no, we wanted to go to play at Spitchwick, but we were only allowed to do. So we used to have to work, and then at 9 o'clock walk down to the river and go swimming. And
mile back.
Yeah, hard life.
And then there was the incident when we all went swimming, and Ray and Julia were told not to be careful and not to dive in, and then I think it was Ray dived in when he shouldn't have been cut himself, and so ended up having to go to hospital. So that was quite traumatic. I think quite small, and suddenly, because it was water and blood and everything.
And he used to say, let's play doctors and nurses and cut you to make you bleed so he can bandage you up. Oh.
We were poor.
Oh.
So poor.
No shoes.
We had to
we had
sleep.
shoes?
Yeah.
They had holes in them.
Cracking out stones, doing our hard labour in the garden to get water from the farm up to Leusdon. So we were pitching out huge lumps of granite. Well, they seemed huge to us, they're probably pebbles.
A lot of people's memories of Leusdon, I think, was probably the later years when we had all the parties and a bit more money and, you know, the big family gatherings. Everybody came to Leusdon on their holidays, didn't they? But when they came, all the family came to stay, that's when we could eat. So I used to look forward to you all coming down because I got new wardrobes.
It's because we used to go and visit Gaga and Gardad as well, up in their little place at the top.
I got probably the absolutely wrong impression that living in the loft of Leusdon, there was Gan and Gaga, who I didn't understand why they lived in the loft and why they never came down.
Great Gaga.
Great grandpa, we used to call him. And I can remember we used to have to go, like in the Victorian times, we used to have to go and say hello to him. And he used to wave his stick at us. Rah, rah, rah. He used to go with his walking stick and frighten the life out of us. That's all I can remember of him, really. And then Gargi and Garded lived there, and they had their kitchen and their lounge. We used to have to knock on the door to go into their space. We were never allowed to walk in, and then they moved next door.
I can remember going up there, and she always used to do us lemon sole for dinner, and it was delicious.
No, we had a bathroom on Sunday, and every other day we would put on the windowsill in the bathroom at Leusdon and wipe down with a flannel. It was a catlet.
Oh, I don't remember having
I think it was a scouring pad I was wiped down with.
I remember taking, Zebedee was a great dog, he really was. I remember taking him onto the moor and dropping him off, and then seeing if we could race him home. We were in the car, and Zebedee wasn't. And that was Ray's fault, of course. But Zebedee always used to beat us home.
No, that was Byrne, that was.
Oh, was that?
Yeah. He used to throw knives at me.
Yeah.
He bought a new penknife, put me against the bank and was chucking his knives at me.
I met Ray at Badger's Old, which was on the moors. I was a waitress and he was a car park attendant.
So when he took you home to meet his mum and dad, what did you think?
Wow, look at that house. But then I soon found out in the winter they had runny mints.
So anyway, at the fireplace with Zebedee used to sit by the fireplace keeping warm, and you'd ring the servant's bell by the fireplace, and he'd bark all the way through the kitchen, all the way down the stairs in the cellar, all the way till he gets to the bell at the bottom of the cellar door. Then he'd come wandering up thinking, who the hell was that?
Denis and Neelia always made us really welcome. Kevin always thought of it as a second home, I know, because he used to spend the summers down there before we were together when he was a little boy.
All I remember is Neelia and Denis working all the time.
And I can actually remember Mum and Dad being invited up with Alan's mum and dad.
Same weekend?
Yeah, they all went up there for the weekend for an afternoon tea. And Neelia had done French, all those cream horns and clairs and everything, thinking that they would be gone by about 4 o'clock. And then she was thinking, gosh, they're not leaving. What am I going to give them for dinner? Eventually they left before.
Well, the first impressions, I think, was that it was a very rich family here with loads of money, and I married the daughter. So, yeah, and look how it ended up.
We all went up on the top. We went to the back of the moor, and then we came down to go down to that little lay-by on Daddy's Lane. And then the youth club were doing an evening there, and we were all frightened to come down. Yeah. So we sat up, it was you guys, wasn't it? And we sat up on the top, and all we saw was like all our mums and dads driving backwards and forwards saying, oh, yeah, and they couldn't see us. And we gone missing because we were frightened to go past the youth club, and we were up there for bloody hours, and they were all out looking for us. And we did not get told off when we got back.
And I can remember the banquets.
Medieval banquets.
Yeah, and that's all I can really remember.
The one thing I can remember is Neelia telling me there was ghosts in the house.
Oh.
I came from a little 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah.
And we used to go up there and she was being a bit naughty, I think.
I can remember waking up one night and I just felt like somebody gone bang on the side of the bed, and it felt like somebody walked the full length of the bed putting pressure on it and then just went. And I woke up and I was petrified with fear. And I can remember then going back to sleep and waking up the next morning and saying to my mum, I saw a ghost, or I felt a ghost last night in the room, but I never felt frightened to go back in there again either.
And he used to take his cow, up the lanes. You see him walking up with his cow, and you wonder what he was doing. And what he was doing is he's taking it into any field with a bull.
Yeah. Oh.
He wasn't paying for it. He used to just chuck it in. The cow's got into my field with the bull. Funny that.
Good fun. Really hot summers, living in the caravan, spending lots of time with my cousins Gordon and Ray. Absolutely brilliant. Remember Elvis Presley dying? Because we were upstairs in the loft and we heard it on the radio.
And I do remember something about Carol in the 70s wearing long dresses and rugby or stripy socks, because everybody made a fuss. She used to spend hours and hours getting all pretty fired up to go out, and then she put on these. I don't know, you have to ask Carol. But
I can remember Carol beating me up all the time and being nasty to me.
Oh, shut up.
Mum bought me this jacket and I said, Mum, I don't like it. She said, you will like this jacket. And that was it.
We weren't allowed to wear trousers, and we went to Leusdon one Christmas and Mum made us trousers and jumpers, big thick jumpers with bobble hats and mittens to match. They were really big thick things. And then we got down there and we went carol singing, and we sat on the front of cars to go round from place to place there, and they were all in a pantomime in the village hall. And on Christmas afternoon we always used to put on a little play, and we used to come out from behind the curtains.
Remember the bouncy floor and the cider, which was always there. I'm quite sure you knew about the cider. The scrumpy that used to go so fast, but I never knew why.
I had this glass of scrumpy for a minute. She gave me this glass of scrumpy, and it was the first time I'd ever drunk anything. And it knocked me for 6. I had to go up to the room, and I fell asleep, and they were all looking for me. I thought I'd disappeared somewhere, and I was asleep upstairs in one of the bunk beds because she got me drunk.
But I always remember Mum and Dad saying to us, don't get in a car with strangers, when some kid had been sort of whipped away or something. And Ethel French was coming down the hill and she offers a lift and said, no, we're not coming in. She said, why not? No, can't. she found out that we weren't meant to go with strangers. She said, well, I'm hardly a stranger, I live next door to you.
Mum made Ray a little white coat. He was doing the coffees.
Oh, did your mum make that?
Yeah,
I
beautiful.
remember. I had a bow tie when I was 9. That's when I was put to work in the workhouse.
No, you were only little when we first came down, so I was about 11 or 12, I suppose, and you were what, 7 or 8 or something?
Yeah. We used to be on the same sort of wavelengths, trying to go out and find something to do. You used to go down the river fishing.
Well, we went all over the moor. You know, they didn't put any restrictions on us at all. We were all over the bloody place.
I remember going to Leusdon the first Easter, and we had the most wonderful time. It's the first time I'd ever been to Dartmoor, and it was just wonderful. And we had a picnics on the moor, and we all went out. It was absolutely fabulous, and we had loads of lovely holidays there.
I remember hearing about when they had winches serving big parties, but I think we only ever went for family parties. And
Who were the serving wenches? Did you hear?
Carol, probably. No, I don't know.
I've got a confession actually. You know, I was quite a little porker and I did like my sweets. And I know that in the chest of drawers in the hallway you kept Milky Ways, and they were for the guests. And the guests were supposed to leave their, whatever it was, 2 shillings and take a Milky Way. Well, I thought you wouldn't notice, so I'd have like 1 a day until eventually they'd all disappeared. I'm really sorry.
My memories of Leusdon are going over there with Auntie Jill and Uncle Roger and the girls, and just thinking that they had the best life ever, and that I wished I could live there and stay forever.
All I remember was being poor and living out in the middle of nowhere, but actually looking back it was absolutely wonderful, wasn't it? Couldn't have been better. Out in the moors, running around with the rivers and people and friends and cousins and family. Brilliant, brilliant childhood.
The only thing I can say is it's a brilliant time to grow up, and I think I grew up on Leusdon. And Auntie and Uncle Dennis, you were absolutely fantastic, and you just allowed me to grow up. It's brilliant, so thank you. Love you forever.
Yeah, it's just great to be a part of the family, really. Being as all my family have gone now, looking back, it's, I'm just glad they've all taken me in, really. I'd like to wish you both a very good 25th wedding anniversary, and hope you'll have another 25th wedding anniversary to come up as well.
Did you mean to say that?
Yeah. Why?
Hello, hi, Neelia and Denis. Happy diamond wedding anniversary. That's right. Hello from wherever we happen to be at the moment. Shelter Island,
New York.
And one of the memories I have, going way back actually, is of, I think there was a party there. I'm not sure what the party was, but there was a party at Leusdon, and it was Gordon, myself, and Deb, I believe, were outside on one of the trees. And we were, I don't know how old we were, we weren't that old, probably 8 or 9 or something like that. No, probably younger than that, 6 or 7. And we were having a great time pretending that we were monkeys in the trees, eating these berries. Until, I think, I'm not sure who came out first, I'm not sure it was Neelia or was my mum came out first, and there was a sudden panic amongst all the adults because they didn't know what we'd been eating. And I can remember sitting up at the top of the big stairs looking down with all this panic going on downstairs and thinking I was just about to die from eating some poisoned berry, and doctors being called and all sorts of panic going on. It's one of the memories. The other memory was spending a summer down in the basement and redoing the basement with Denis's new DeWalt, cutting up stuff and putting up walls, and Carol showing me how to how you plaster the walls. I could never do that. Anyway.
I love all the stories that I've been told about the family, and it's really special to be a part of it. So this is lovely that you've been together this long, and happy anniversary. It's nice to be a part of your family.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, we'd just like to say from Gordon, Cheryl and Max, very happy wedding anniversary. Hope you enjoy your day, or your days. We had a great time.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a great time on your actual day as we came back through Spain in Taylor's. That was a great day. We're really looking forward to the cruise. We're recording this before the cruise, and of course we've got today
your party.
Well, my first memories are of Neelia and Denis being open and welcoming to me when I first arrived. I remember when I first stayed with Gordon and came for the weekend and expecting to stay in a separate bedroom. Gordon said, "Oh, I'm just bringing a friend from the Navy," and they were expecting a chap, and then I turn up. I'm hoping that you don't think I look like a man. Anyway. And then you said, "Oh, well, there's the bedroom," and so we end up sleeping in the same bed, and then you coming in the morning with cups of tea, "Hello, darling, there's a cup of tea for you," and I'm in bed, sort of going, "Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Hutchins." But the other memory I also have is when I was working, when I was in the Navy down at Raleigh, and Neelia would ring me up and say, "Oh, having Sunday lunch, darling, would you like to come over?" "Yep, be there in about an hour," and I'd always be in my car straight away, looking forward to a lovely Sunday family lunch or occasion. So thank you very much for all those fantastic memories.
Certainly the Leusdon experience was great. Thanks for doing that. That was really good. That sort of made it was a big part of.
Can't get the Dartmoor man out of him now.
No, can't. Anyway, but there was that, and then of course all your other madcap schemes, the Chaplin's bar, and then there was the grocery shop, the delicatessen and stuff like that. That's all I remember is you just have a go at things and just do things, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work, but you just have fun doing it. So that's what's so great, and that's what you obviously apply to your marriage as well. So anyway, congratulations, and have a great time. And
of course, we'd like to wish you a happy anniversary and see many more together.